Hello everyone, hi, this is Maru-chan. It's September 19th, 10 p.m. at +7 GMT time, and welcome to the Maru-chan podcast, the podcast where you guys get to hear the before and after thoughts of games that I'm about to play or games that have already played. And we're back at it with the game that we were doing from last week, which is Digimon Rumble Arena 2. Definitely a classic, which I didn't know was on also the GameCube and Xbox, as I said before, but it is. This is a PS2 game that came out a while ago. It came out in 2004 when Digimon was still at its prime. I think that was still at its prime time. I remember there was a lot of cool generations at that point. You had the Digimon, the classics, then you had like Digimon, the one that they can transform into other ones, then the Digimon with Gilmon and all those. It was super cool. It was the golden days of Digimon. And this is where it was still relatively easy to still know the Digimon. Later on, you start to see like these really complicated evolutions, but whatever. Welcome. And I hope that you guys are doing great today. And it's a great game. It's a very amazing game, actually. It's not fair though. It's not a fair game. If you're looking for a balanced game, don't come to this game because you're not gonna find it. There are characters who have OP attacks. There are characters who don't. There are characters who have one. There are characters who have their whole moveset as an OP thing. So it just really depends on who you choose, and the stage. Also the stage. The stage is also a big contender on whether you're gonna lose or win. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, ladies and gentlemen. So I guess before I do get into like the actual the meat of things, I'll talk about how the game is, the story mode, which is not even story mode, it's just like arcade. So this is a fighting game. It's like a brawling all-star. It sounds familiar, right? Nickelodeon, huh? But it sounds it's kind of like a Super Smash clone, very similar, but not really. It's not a clone because it plays completely different. Now, although you do get different like kinds of attacks, like text and stuff, it is relatively different, and I'll tell you guys why. So yeah, basically this game right here is just a fighter. There are sometimes items, there are sometimes hazards. By hazards I mean like some things that you can like hit in the stage with, and then there are the actual stage hazards themselves, which is, well, the stage. So there's a lot to like about this game though. The style that it's made, it's very clear and concise. It doesn't have like a specific style, kind of like Toon Waker has that different cartoonish style going for it. This game is just plain old a nice looking game, even though the models look a bit funny when you're picking a character. Like now those character select models are weird, but the 3D models look relatively good in my opinion for the time. So basically what we got here is you get all of the classics like Agumon, Gilmon, Angelmon, you get the werewolf, Gabamod. You get a lot of Digimon in this game, and actually no, you don't. You get maybe around 15 to 17 Digimon, but it's still relatively fun, and they actually feel diverse. Well, the ones that are different are diverse, not like the clones, because there are clones in this game as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain how the arcade mode goes, because you got multiplayer as well, you got practice, and that's about it. So the arcade mode is just like doing missions. There's like a pattern, like a hexagon pattern sort of thing, and it's like a triangle, kind of like in Turok, where you can go up or down. and according, if you go down, it's going to be easier, and if you go up, there's going to be more difficult enemies. And at the end, there's a layer which has all the bosses. You can actually fight all the bosses, and you actually unlock them, which I'll get into later. So yeah, you can basically just go up or down. I stayed mostly up, unless I wanted to actually do the final boss at the bottom, which I did. I did all of them. I beat the game 100%. Yay! Woo! And yeah, I played with all the characters actually. I didn't beat the game with all the characters, or the arcade mode, because there's really no point to doing it. You're just kind of replaying the same thing over and over. But I did play with at least half the cast or more for the arcade, and then from there I just did random fights and all that. It was really fun. So yeah, you play through one, and then you get a choice of going up or down after you beat one of the stages. And yeah, that's basically how it goes. Sometimes you have matches that are like you versus one character, or you versus two, or versus three, and there's no teams in this game. It's just kind of like you all fight against each other. It's definitely a rumble, as they say in the title. So yeah, this game is really cool though, because you get so many kinds of text that you can use, and really cheap abilities that will cause you to be really frustrated. But honestly, it's not that bad, because most likely your character will have something OP as well. So it's not super horrible, and for the most part. Now, some characters are really bad, which I'll state later on. So okay. Oh, by the way, if as you're playing this game, you can digivolve. That's one of the biggest things about this game that's very different than something like a normal fighting, like Rumble fighting game, or like Super Smash. And Super Smash, the most that you can do is use your final smash, like in Brawl, and turn into Super Wario, or you can turn into Mega Lucario, right? Or turn into what's his name, Giga Bowser, but or Gigamac, I think, as well. He exists. And yeah, so that's the most you can do in terms of turning into something stronger in Smash. But in this game, that's what it's all about. The whole mechanic is about digivolving, getting stronger. And what I love is that each time you digivolve, there's a new moveset to your character. Now, it's very similar to the one from before, but at the same time, it's also very different. So I gotta give them that. I do gotta give them that. They actually had to make a kind of a different moveset for not just each Digimon, but also each Digimon's evolution. And even the clones have a very distinctly different moveset. It's not necessarily the same, even though it kind of is. It's not necessarily the same. Different animations, different particle effects. I thought it was really cool. Anyway, I haven't even talked about like almost anything, and we're already 10 minutes in. So yeah, that's how it goes. You beat a boss and blah 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 blah. And not only that, but you can also unlock a Digimon, or a stage. You could unlock either a stage, a Digimon, or a mode. So that's pretty cool. So basically how it goes, at least for arcade mode, you get 3 lives per each match, and as you're fighting, you get some like digi eggs. You hit the enemy and they come out, and you'll find items as well, like that make you digivolve, or some items that actually remove digievolution from everyone, or sometimes you'll find a health bar. Sometimes you'll find the thing that powers you up so you can get an ultra. Actually, that's still the digievolution thing. So yeah, basically it's that's what it is. You get these eggs after hitting your opponent, and you collect them. You turn big. If you die, you go down 1 evolution, so you can go up 2 evolutions with most characters. Some characters can't digivolve at all. which is I'll tell you guys about that later. But yeah, the last evolution, in the last evolution, you'll basically get an ultra attack. It's your super, your ultra, your final smash per se, and some are not that good. Some are pretty good. That's all I gotta say, because some characters have really OP whatever it is they have. So I can recommend you to, if you're gonna play this game and with your friends or something, always go for the OP characters. That's how you're gonna win for sure. But it's kind of it's like it's so unbalanced, it's so broken, but at the same time it's also not so broken, because every character is so broken to the point where like you can use that broken mechanic to kind of go against another broken mechanic. You guys know what I mean? But some broken mechanics are more OP than others. Not every broken OP broken OP. Not every broken mechanic is made equal, as they say. So you actually have a lot of variety in terms of the attacking. So I'm gonna use a lot of Smash references and terms, because that's probably how a lot of you guys will know it. You got like melee attacks, and you got special attacks, just like in Super Smash. You have nairs, you have dares, which are neutral airs and down airs and up airs, and you got up tilts, down tilts. You don't got side tilts, or you don't got back airs, but you got forward airs. Do you have forward airs? I don't think you could. No, there's no forward or back airs in this game. You got tilts and jabs. So you have a variety. And remember, if you do this with each character at each Digievolution, then it actually makes up a pretty good amount of attacks. Like this game, I feel they didn't do a lazy job, honestly. I mean, it's broken as hell, but they didn't do a lazy job with it. And the neutral Bs, or the B powers, which are the specials, also have their own up B, down B. Also in the air, it's so good. I have to say, it's the variety and the attacks are pretty good. So grounded and air B attacks as well. You can grab, and you can move around with the characters. You can then you can throw them. You can shield as well. It's just shielding, but you still take health when you get hit. It's kind of like in Street Fighter, I think. What else? Oh yeah, you can do this like special shield thing if you like hold the shield button, but also the special button. You like it like consumes your digi eggs or whatever. It's super cool. So you have some mechanics that can help balance the game a little bit. Not really. It's still broken. No matter what I say, it's just gonna be broken. But the point is, it's good old broken fun. So if you want eggs, honestly, if you want eggs, the specials are going to go your go-to, because these specials take so many eggs from them. And not only that, but the more you Digivolve and the more you use those specials, the more you get. Neutrals, like the melee attacks, honestly, are probably only good in situations where you know your character can lock them in a infinite cycle. For example, there's this character that can a Gabamod, actually. Gabamod, if you get them against the wall, you can trap them there for like ever. So I think it's super cool that you can actually do it this way. Obviously, you have to be careful if you're the other Digimon, but hey, whatever, right? So yeah, it's also based on luck, because the stages are just so random. The lava is OP. If you fall in lava, it's OP. If a icicle stick falls on your head, you get hurt really bad. If you get stunned in this game, it's like you get stunned forever. Like the cat Pokemon, or the cat Digimon, Gatomon. when she stuns you, you are stunned for like 10-15 seconds, which is probably enough to kill you 3 times. And so yeah, it's crazy how this game is. So it is based on luck. Although if you do know the mechanics of your character, I think you can kind of go against each other. Yeah, it's interesting though, and you can clash. You can clash if you do 2 specials. They can clash. Yeah. So anyway, in multiplayer, I learned that you can even change the speed of the game, which I liked, because if you change it too fast, the game plays like melee, like literally, like if you're just on crack. It's so fun. I recommend that you guys actually go to multiplayer and play with your friends. It's very fun to play. I'll probably bring one of my friends on stream and I'll play with them. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's really fun to play, and I recommend you guys to play it in fast, since it's the funnest mode, or it's the most fun out of all. So now I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my experience, right? I don't want to go. I always write so much, guys. I always write a ton of things here, and I want to talk about it all, and I am. You know, I could just talk here for 5 hours if I want to. It's gonna happen. But the point is that there's a lot that I wrote down, and I'll kind of go through it a little bit faster because it's just a lot. So I started with Agumon, obviously. Come on, he's like Mario. And so I started with him, and he can juggle very well with his up airs. I noticed that. I love to juggle with his up airs. And Greymon, which is the bigger evolution, which is like kind of like a dinosaur with a spike on his nose. He has like a brown head and an orange body. Kind of similar to Charizard in a way. But hey, we don't judge here. So, yeah, his Greymon is basically like Agumon, although he doesn't shoot a little ball with his neutral special. He shoots like a flamethrower. Besides that, the other attacks are very similar. The down B, he does like this. You know how like rhinos hit? Like they do like an uppercut with their spike. Yeah, that's basically what he does. But it takes a ton of damage. And his side B is kind of like Charizard's side B, where he like charges at you. You could do that, the side B and down B, and it actually is a true combo. It's crazy. Anyway, so Wargreymon, which is the next evolution and the final one, he can kill enemies way too fast. I was just sweeping everyone with this character, and actually that's when my first Digimon approached me, like a new one, and that was Darkgilmon. Actually, I lost to him. I don't know how, but I lost. Yeah. Anyway, you get a lot of chances to do it later on. So yeah. There's a ton of combos, like I said. Each character kind of has them. And Wargreymon, he's kind of like the Bayonetta in this game. Honestly, he is a Bayonetta. He can do like the side B and up B combo, and they cannot get out of it. For all that they try, they cannot get out of it. He's literally the Smash 4 Bayonetta. You can't get out. It's all in his favor. You have to be careful if you're going against him, by the way. So yeah, he takes literally so many Digi-Eggs from you if you do that, and yeah, it's the easiest attack. Like even if you're not the amount of frames, and it comes out so fast, and the hurt box is so big. Like Jesus Christ. I always got people in it, and the side B goes for way too long and takes way too much damage. It's crazy, and I love it. And yeah, it's great, guys. You guys should try him out. He's so OP. So yeah, from there I think I got to the final level, and yeah, I think with the final boss, who was with the final? Oh yeah, the final boss. I fought Milomiotismon. Why is it named like that? Milomiotismon. It sounds better to say Milomismon or Milotismon, but it's just Milomiotismon. It's so weird. I don't know. Anyway, he was like this. I think he's a really like he's the strongest boss in the game. I actually faced him first, and it was very interesting because right from the get-go, I already started like beating them. And so I went from hardest to easiest because that's you go from like the hardest bosses. So at least that's how I went. I like to have a challenge. Yeah, so I unlocked them, and after just to let you know, after you win in the arcade mode, there's a little animation where like it kind of like spins around the character, and they're like on a pedestal or whatever. And there's not a real pedestal; it's just like dirt, but they do this little animation, idle animation, and there's fireworks in the back. It's great. Yeah, put on a party hat and celebrate. So that brings me to the next person, which I actually used, Milomiotismon. And he can't Digivolve. Actually, none of the boss characters can. Actually, another thing is I played through all the boss characters first. I didn't play through all of the normal characters first. So I was kind of OP from the beginning. So they don't need to Digivolve. Actually, all of them don't Digivolve. All the boss characters don't Digivolve, but they're pretty OP from the very beginning. So I remember that I was just killing everyone with him, and he can shoot like shadow balls and stuff, and his ultra can confuse people. Like it changes the controls all around. Up is B, or A is left, and Y is X, and just it goes all crazy. It's super crazy to use that. Yeah. And he's good early game. I think most of the boss characters are good early game, but they're not so much like in late game. So for example, don't let the opponent Digivolve. Just kill them right away because you have that power. And if you don't, you probably suck. I'm joking. You probably just suck a little bit. But the point is like you need to get your game on early on, because these Digimon, when you start seeing that the other Digimon Digivolve, you start to see the bad parts about these Digimon. They're not actually that good. Now, yeah, they're not all that good. There are some exceptions, right? There are some exceptions, but without those, yeah, no. So what else happened here? Yeah, I basically killed this time that I played this run. It was so easy. I just went through it really fast. Didn't really notice anything different besides Black Agumon. He approached me. I fought him, and I beat him. I unlocked him, and it was fun. I had him, but I never used them until much later. And yeah, I fought the second boss, which was Duskmon. And I used Duskmon for the next run. So Duskmon here, he has several up tilt and Fox's neutral air. So and let me tell you, he has some long legs. So his neutral air has some long reach. But for the most part, he's similar to Milomiotismon. He's good early game, and oh yeah, he can shoot a laser, which is actually pretty good. You can just now it doesn't stun it depends who you're hitting, but it doesn't stun every Digimon, and when they're Digivolved, it's even less of a chance that it'll stun them. Like they can hit while you're shooting the laser at them. But for some Digimon, it will push them back or like stun them, and you can just spam it. For the most part, that's mostly the case, and it's really OP. And oh yeah, he can teleport, and when he teleports, it hits you, kind of like Zelda's up B. She teleports into different places, right? It's basically Zelda's up B, but he can instantly, it's like if it's cancelled, but he can instantly do something like an attack after he teleports. It is crazy, my guys. And he also has a Bayonetta side B. So a super good laser, a Bayonetta side B, and fucking yeah, he's just a crazy dude. And I noticed that you could do teleport to up B to a laser, which is another true combo, and it'll work every time, guys. So go ahead. So I started fighting Black Gilmon and I unlocked them. By the way, Duskmon's Ultra is what was it exactly? I knew that it pushes them away, but it doesn't do it like a crazy amount, but it does push people away, which I think is good. And depending on the stage, this is a free stock. I'm serious. Like some of the stages here are just deadly. Okay, deadly. I went through the whole arcade mode or this run very fast, and I faced Omnimon, which actually I checked on Google, and it's Gabamod and Agumon in like a super extremely final form that is actually not even supposed to be in this game, because there are so many forms that they didn't put. But I can understand they want to put like some of the highlights in here. So I did beat him. But Omnimon has some pretty crazy combos. Yeah, he has a lot of good nairs. Anyway, I'll get into that in a minute, because yeah, Omnimon is next. So his neutral B is it's not, it's a little bit, it's still OP, but it's not like the best one in the game. His up special is pretty crazy as well. He like, oh yeah, so he shoots like a sun. I think that's what it is. He shoots like a sun, right? I think it's this guy. Yeah. Omnimon. He shoots a ball, and it's pretty strong. It has good knockback. It has it's just a good attack overall. No, Omnimon doesn't have it. That is Wargreymon. He's the one that has the sun thing. So I don't remember it too well, but I know it's kind of OP. So it's up B. He like uppercuts you, right? And then he shoots this shotgun. Right? He shoots the shotgun up, but like 50 or 100 times. Yeah, and he does have like a shot. He can shoot bombs, which is really good actually. Has a ton of knockback as well, but it's really slow, and there's a lot of in lag. I don't recommend it, although it's very good. His jab combo, it looks super cool because he like slashes you with the sword. But yeah, the up B one is crazy. Like there's this thing that characters do in stages that can make you jump, super high. They do a down air, and it instantly sends you to the ground, kind of like a Tetris piece, in Tetris. And this character is so perfect for that, because while they're like about to ground pound you, because that's basically what they're doing, ground pounding you, you can just up B and shoot them a million times with like a shotgun, explosion, bazooka sort of thing. It's awesome. I love it. Anyway, yeah, so that's his up B, which is like pretty crazy. And I think in this run, I unlocked the new secret mode called Keep Away. You can't let them take your Digi or something like it was not good. It sucks. Now, anyway, Black Gabamod. He approached me and it beat him or whatever. Gabamod, by the way, is the like werewolf one. You guys might know him, but these black ones, they're like basically the original, but they're like the evil version. I don't know why they don't call it evil Gabamod or devil Gabamod. I don't know why it's like black Gabamod. I mean, they are black, but it's just not a good name. They should have just named it like something cool, like demonic Gabamod, or I don't know, something cool, right? Like they could have came up with something. It's Digimon. They're smart. So I fought Diaboroman, which is the final boss. He has this one move that has like a ton of knockback, kind of like Duskmon, but it's even stronger and it's into much farther. So once again, free stock, if I say so myself. I beat him really fast though because Omnimon is kind of OP, which brings me to Diaboroman. He's really freaking big. He's like a big old fatty. If you guys have ever played Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Budokai 2 or 3, you'll notice that there's this character called something Gon, and he's like Hydreigon or something, and he's from one of the movies of like the Dragon Ball movies. He's like this alien looking Alien versus Predator looking bitch, and yeah, he's like this guy. He's like that big. He's super big. His neutral B is a big fireball. I know you can't dodge it because it explodes and the hitbox is just way too big. The down B, it has a ton of range. He like does this spin and throws his arms around everywhere. It's very slow, but it is strong. Like it takes a ton of health. His down tilt is basically King Didity's down tilt. he like, you know, does a little wheel, like kind of like a cartwheel, but like he like makes himself a little ball and does a cartwheel. It has really bad it has a bad range, not like Didity's. So yeah, I don't like him. He's a bad character. I feel he's very sluggish and he has a big hurt box, but he's not the worst character by any means. The Ultra is, like I said, it kind of makes a force field, like kind of like Brawly, and it hits them and it pushes them away, and it also devolves them. So if they were the strongest in the strongest Digievolution, it will make them go down. I don't know. I don't remember if it makes them go down just one level or 100%. I think it's 100%. And yeah, you could keep spamming neutral B. It works well. Yeah, even up B was okay, but just neutral B was good. Shoots this ball, big ass explosion ball thing. So the boss was this Digimon called Nimon. If you guys don't remember, it's this like really disgusting Digimon that is kind of like the gag character. And I believe it's the second or third Digimon. I think it's in the third Digimon series, the one where they can turn into the Digimon. He's kind of looks like he's kind of like a Togepi. He kind of is not good at anything and just talks crap all the time. Makes, you know, dumb jokes. So he took my first stock with just bananas in like the first second. I was like, what the hell? But he did it. He's so small and he does not look like a boss character, but I think he's once again that gag character, not only in the show but also here. It was, yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of like if they put Phoenix right in Smash, you know, it's not a good character to put, even though people want him. So the down B can go through walls. That's one thing I figured out. The one that like, the one with the spinning arm things. It can go just everywhere. It's crazy. So anyways, yeah, I just kept knocking him out of the stage. That's how I cheesed the final boss there. So I got every character by this point. Like, yeah, every single character was mine. So I kind of had no purpose to play, but you know, there was still one more stage at the, or still one more way to go, one more path inside the hexagon thing. So I went ahead and did it. I think I played like, what, 3 more times, at least in the arcade, and then that's when I just played all multiplayer in fast mode. So I used Nimon, which is that same small gag character, and you would think he's small and weak, but yeah, he has the weirdest moveset, which I'll let you guys know right now. His up B kicks a banana. It has no, it like doesn't take you anywhere. The grounded one obviously is not supposed to take you anywhere, but the when you jump and do an up B, it's supposed to like help you get some at least some vertical or horizontal length, right? But no, it's a useless up B in terms of you know, moving. But if you get them near a wall and you do up Bs repeatedly, it kicks them and they die instantly. You can get them stuck, and it's fucking OP. You would think it's not, but it is. His neutral B, he vomits green vomit, and it takes a lot of health as well. The down B, he shits himself, and a little poop cloud comes out, and the enemies hold their nose and they can't move for a little while. Kind of similar to Wario's down B, when it's not charged, obviously, and yeah, you can just kill them really bad at that point. His melee attacks are just absolute dog water. They're not good at all. I don't recommend you to use them. So yeah, just don't use them. He's also really bad against characters who are zoners in general, or any character that has range, because all of his attacks need to be kind of close. So yeah, you're gonna probably lose if that's the case. He also blows up with his ultra, and I think he like explodes the enemies and causes some knockback if they don't die, but it's really bad. I don't know. I did the last path with him, and all I got was a cool ice stage, a lot of hazards kind of, and it was a nice looking stage, but it was just okay, not a good reward. Anyway, the next one I tried were actually I only tried 2 more from here. So the next one was Black Agumon. Yeah, his is much more OP, and he feels a lot faster than him. I checked the little Digipedia, like it tell you their strength. Not in Google or whatever, but I checked it in game. It tells you how strong they are, what character has what moveset, everything, right? And he's just the same as Agumon, I guess. But he feels stronger, he feels faster. His attacks are green rather than the normal red. Yeah, that's all. And he actually turns into the same thing as normal Agumon, but just the black version. And let me tell you, this one is definitely my favorite out of all. The neutral B, that he shot out a sun with Agumon as Wargreymon. Now it's like a black Saturn planet sort of thing, and it bounces all over the place, and then it explodes after it makes contact. I thought that was so freaking cool. It was different than just throwing a ball that explodes and it's small. Yeah, this was so cool. I like the black versions of these Digimon, and this goes for the same of all the other Digimon who have a black version, which is just Gilmon, Gabumon, and Agumon. So like I said, all the Digi attacks take, or all the specials take a ton of Digi-Eggs, for any Digimon that has a higher evolution. Especially Black or especially Wargreymon, but Black Wargreymon is just a killer. He takes so much. He takes so much damage and takes so many Digi-Eggs from them. It's so easy to kill everyone instantly. Yeah, and Black Greymon, he does like a double stab when he does the uppercut. It's so good. And you can link it to I remember I like doing the down B to up B. It was so efficient. It was really good. It takes like half of their health, and it's so easy to get them in it. Yeah, and the Black Agumon nairs are like, it's like a super dash, which is really cool. It's not just a normal nair. He's, I think, one of the most OP characters, or the most OP. And he's one of the normal characters, so he's not even like a, he's not like one of the boss characters or anything. Definitely one of my favorites. Actually, my favorite. It's wonderful. Which leads me to probably the worst thing about this game, which also will have another another thing I'm gonna talk about. So, Gabamod. He's one of the coolest characters in the entire show, and they just fucking neutered this man. They neutered him. Poor man. They removed all the good attacks from, like, it's like they got all of the good attacks and put them in every other character except him. So his attacks are nothing to like write home about. Another thing, like I mentioned before, he does have an infinite juggle. That's the only good thing about him. If there's a wall, and if you get him, which you probably won't, considering the character's pretty dog shit. Literally, as Garurumon, which is the second Digivolution, he has a command grab, which actually I did like. He it's kind of like Incineroar side B, or what's his name? Ridley side B. It's a command grab, and it takes a lot of health actually. After he gets on them, which also takes health, he bites them, which also takes health. But it's not good for a like multiplayer environment. You should just use that when they're like you're like one-on-one. Yeah, basically I beat everyone. Another secret mode came out, Crazy Chase. There's like 3 in total. They're all horrible. The one of them you have to get more Digi Eggs, and another you have to keep the Digi Egg, and the last one, which is the worst stage, or the worst mode. I can't even talk right now. That's how bad it is. So in this mode, what it is exactly, the Kululuman, which is that little Digimon that comes out at the very beginning of the game that tells you like how to play the game. I think she's from the first series with like Agumon, or from, I don't know, maybe it's from the second one. But yeah, she you have to chase her, and she can teleport, and it sucks so bad. And I had to do this with Gabamon, the worst one, the worst character. His attacks were so bad. Garurumon sucks. The biggest evolution, Metal Garurumon, he sucks so bad. It's such a disappointing character. He moves so sluggish. I think Gabamon was the best one to play with out of those, all those Digivolutions. It was just the rest were horrible. I avoided trying to Digivolve. That's how bad it was. So, yeah. It's the worst character. Anyway, I beat what I had to beat. I beat the boss, but it took me so many tries, considering like they kept killing me really fast, and I couldn't take the time, so I had to like cheese it by just like running back at him. Hitting him with a lucky up B or something. It was just horrible. His down B was bad. I didn't like it. Anyways, yeah, I finally got it done, and that was it. Then from there, I just played a ton on multiplayer, which I'm not gonna go over the rest of the Digimon. I think that's probably enough there. So I did just kind of want to go over some of the bad things that I came across. It's not even, now all of them are horrible, but Gatomon, when she digivolves to her first Digivolution, I think it's like Nefertimon, she shoots some lasers that go like down, middle, up, down, middle, up, down, middle, up, and they take an infinite amount of health. It takes all of your Digi Eggs, and it's like, what the fuck, because it stuns you, you can't get out, and it's a multi-hit. So imagine you get stuck in it, you're dead. Oh, by the way, Gatomon can also, like I said, can stun you for like ever. If it weren't for the rest of the other moves that Nefertimon has, which are actually pretty good, I would say she's almost as strong as a Black Wargreymon. But still, nothing can beat Black Wargreymon. He's just the best. I also noticed that there's random shit that happens, like you'll randomly get Digievolutions during the game, or sometimes randomly you'll get like they'll remove your Digievolution, or sometimes a hazard called Phantom Guard comes out and chases you and kills you. these are bad things in the game. I hate them. Now I know it's a party game, but still, it just kind of sucks that it's like this, because it's just when you wanna become a tryhard, you can't, because something can just randomly kill you. The stages would kill me. Fire would come out of some places. Ice would come out of some places. The fucking trampoline vineyards would kill me. There's this one stage that's really bad where you like, if you fall in one of the little piece like holes to the left or the right, it'll shoot you as a barrel from the top. Now you could still hit as a barrel if you do a jump down air, but that's all the attacks you got, and they can kill you really fast while you're a barrel. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you get your enemy and you push them to one of those first, and then you just finish them off. That's how you play in that level, and it's so annoying because I came across this stupid, almost infinite, like I don't know what it even was. It's just you get pushed into one of those things, you get turned into a barrel, and the enemy keeps getting lives, because you know this game's stocks, right? You keep getting stocks because free stocks appear in the middle of the game, and it's very frequent. Okay, it's a very frequent thing. So he would get these lives, then he would, like, by the time I got out of becoming a barrel, I would push him in, I would get a life, I'd kill him, then he'd push me in there, and it happened for like so long. I hated it. Anyway, yeah, I hate that stage. And hazards kill you so fast in this game. It's so horrible. So yeah, I think oh yeah, another thing, that the final bosses, that you both get 3 lives, and like I said, Gabamod was so bad in this scenario. But some of the other characters are relatively okay. Agumon, every other character I think I did fine. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, I guess the last thing that I want to say, there are cheat codes in this game. If you go to the title screen and you hit a certain pattern combination, button combination, you'll get different things. Like there's one for one-hit kills, instant evolve. The game becomes translucent. You get God mode. You get every secret battle, every Digimon, all sorts of like cheats. And actually, some people found some new ones as of recently, and so kudos to you if you found them. But yeah, I thought that was really cool to share. That this is still those days where you can input a cheat, kind of like in Grand Theft Auto. If you guys know what I mean. Anyway, I think that's about it that I'm gonna talk about, but honestly, it was relatively a very good game. I had a ton of fun going into it, and I really hope that all of you guys get to try it out. Oh my gosh, I'm super happy, because this is one of those games I wanted to just play. It's just mindless fun. Don't play it like seriously. It's gonna get you frustrated if you do. So have fun, guys, and yeah, leave in the comment what you guys thought about the game, and if you guys had similar thoughts to me. And yeah, you guys can find me in all my social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all sorts of places where I'm on, and I'm trying to become more active. You guys can also join the Discord community, the Naddle community, and if you guys are hearing this from the podcast side, go on to the YouTube side, and if you're on the YouTube side, go to the podcast side. You guys can find me on Spotify and Apple Podcast and Google Podcast and Anchor. So make sure to find me in all places and listen to me in all the platforms. So guys, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next Before Thoughts. Bye!